Welcome to this interview. I'm Thymen from TOPdesk, and today I'm joined by Marc from CSC Providence, and we're going to talk about his experience in working with TOPdesk. So before we dive into that, please, Marc, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Marc Ethier, like Thymen said, from CSC Providence, the French Catholic School Board in southwestern Ontario. We've been with TOPdesk since the summer of 2017, and we had a board-wide launch in 2018. We really enjoy the product and looking forward to continuing to grow with TOPdesk.
We thought that it would be awesome to really hear from you how the service desk has evolved over the last year, and also for us to get some insights in how a TOPdesk customer actually leveraged the software. Could you maybe walk me through a brief summary of your journey with TOPdesk so far? Let's talk about successes, challenges. What are the things that you are most proud of?
Our journey started in 2017. We had a soft launch in 2018 with a board-wide launch, like I mentioned, in September of 2018. At the beginning, some of our challenges were human resource related because of the structure and how technology was growing so fast at the time. And end user buy-in because of our vast terrain and the training to come along with it. But over the years, some of our successes is that our usage metrics have grown incredibly every year. Our users are getting more familiar with the tool. Our end users are starting to use the knowledge base articles, and the tool is really starting to form to what the end users need versus, what the IT team thinks the end users need. And what I think I'm most proud of is how fast the metrics are growing, but also our ability to use the task sequences to help automate some of the things that will make it easier for our users in the end.
Cool. And when you talk about those metrics that you now have, so you can really see that you're improving things. Do you also have some improvements that you made to your service delivery process, maybe of the last year or last couple of years, that you could really use TOPdesk with that?
Yeah, so over the last year specifically, we really started looking at our reporting module a lot more. We've had some integration with Power BI as well, and we've really started using those reports to improve the tool in order for those metrics to keep growing. So we are able to identify problems a little more. We're able to show our successes more, and it's building that trust with the end user.
Being able to show that, is that also something that really impacts the board?
It impacts the board greatly because the board is now seeing more and more every year the power of it, the necessity of it, and it's really helping them form what our next steps are, not just for us as an IT team, but as a board as a whole, to the point where I'm right now proceeding to onboard the finance staff, which is another proud moment for us.
Having used a system like TOPdesk for the last couple of years, if you have one piece of advice that you can give to your peers and other school boards looking to improve their service delivery process, what would that be?
My advice would be to be patient and really think big, but start small. The tool can do everything that you need, but baby steps will get you there. If you try to get ahead of yourself, you might get lost in the weeds a little bit. But if you stick to your guns and be patient, you're going to get everything you need and more out of that tool. We went too vast with our self-service portal, for example. And through meetings with a variety of different personnel and different staff, from teachers to administrators to secretaries. We were able to fine tune, and we continue to fine tune our self-service portal to improve the use.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really like every year almost something.
Yeah, well, because you'll
new.
notice that from one year to the next, I mean, we get new products in, or we'll get new grants for some stuff, and then the
Yeah.
vision kind of changes a little bit. So by remodeling the TOPdesk self-service portal, we're able to show that to our users that we're listening, and that we want to make things easier for them.
Okay. And are there maybe also some changes from the perspective of the board that forced you to change certain ways in how you approach the portal?
Absolutely. You know, they decide, okay, we would like to get a few tiles on this subject, or a service on this subject, and you know, we add it in, and now, because the users are now getting much more familiar with it,
Yeah.
adding that does not, you know, blow their minds away. They know exactly where they're going.
Having used TOPdesk for a couple of years now, and do you also notice that there is a change in the expectations from your end users?
Yes, absolutely. Going back to our reporting and our training and all that, our users are being more and more aware of our capabilities as a team. The expectations are growing and the demand is growing, so it keeps us on our toes in a good way to continuously try to improve on all facets, like from not just on the top desk side, but improving on all our processes, which is, I find, is really good as well. And I think that's what is also trickling to the finance department and elsewhere, is everybody wants to start using this tool to try to improve on their future dealings with everyone here.
And how does that work? Because if we're talking about the finance department, do they actively approach you because they see how you leverage TOPdesk, or?
Yep. So they approached us and said, we want to start tracking the amount of, you know, requests we get about a pay stub, or they want to know, you know, where a bill is at this particular point, or a per diem reimbursement or whatever. And they're tired of trying to run around in circles, and they want to start be able to track the status of those things. So they said, we want to jump in and we want to be partners with you to get this going.
Do you maybe have an advice in how we could help school boards to approach it in such a way that they get multiple departments on board? Like, what are the things that you did that really benefited them?
Talking about it, really, without trying to force people, because education's a particular um, sector, and you really have to be careful when you try to force people to do certain things. But I think that our success was, I mean, you guys seem frustrated about these things, but with TOPdesk, you know, you'll be able to see certain trends and see certain, you know, things that it might not be obvious through email or instant messaging or phone calls. And by repeating that over and over again, that once one additional department grabs on, the dominoes will fall after that.
Are there things that you would say, like, okay, like so far it's been full praise and positive, but are there also parts where you say, well, here are things that you guys can still improve in, especially delivering service with from a school board point of view?
For us, it was, TOPdesk was always ready to give us a hand, and always welcoming and knowledgeable. The issues were more on our side, that we were either not ready to go that way, or we didn't have the human resources or the time to do the things that were necessary. I just think that TOPdesk needs to keep putting those knowledgeable people in those knowledgeable places, and then, you know, I think that you guys will continue to grow. I mean, I remember seeing, like, uh, change management would take X amount of days, and self-service portal, it takes X amount of days. I remember seeing those documents, but I really think it would need a sign-off per module. Like, not do them all at the same time. Do your 3 days and say, okay, are we really good? All right, let's move on. Whereas for us, I think we tried to cram, all those days were kind of crammed into the same bundle.
So you mean like really, okay, we are gonna start with call management, work on it for a couple of days, let it land, get that going before taking the next step.
Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe an institution, maybe change management is more their thing. Okay, so let's focus on change management for, this week or this amount of time. Are we good? Everybody good? All right. Then let's go and get the next module. Because the tool is so big and it's so flexible and there's so many possibilities of how they want to put it into place. I think it's better for everybody to have that a little more sectioned off.
And one last question, if you would describe like the strongest thing of TOPdesk or the strongest feature of TOPdesk as a whole, as a company, what would that be?
Without ever having to think about it, and I've been singing it since 2017, is the customer service. You can go and get a free tool, anywhere. And working in IT, we have vendors that we deal with that are hard to deal with, or you keep getting brushed off or passed on or whatever. But with TOPdesk, you're always feeling like you're part of the solution, and you're always talking to someone that knows what they're talking about. Or in the event that you're talking to a salesperson, they know exactly who to send you to talk to to solve this problem or that problem. The customer service since 2017, it's never dropped once. It's always been 100%. It exceeds expectation. And that's what I tell everybody. And any call I've ever had as a recommendation, that is the main thing. The customer service has always been perfect. Everybody smiles. Everybody's in a good mood. Nobody's frustrated. And like, you Dutch are known to be direct. Like, I remember having discussions with Petra when we were first rolling out the tool, and she was not afraid to say, "This is not for that," and that is fantastic, and it's always been genuine, that's why I always, when everybody asks, can I do this? Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time today. And well, for everyone watching and listening, have a great day.
Happy New Year.
Cheers.